I first initially started the idea of even homeschooling when kids were required to wear masks. I was like, there's no way my daughter's gonna wear masks to school. And I didn't know if that was gonna be a for sure thing, but I didn't even want to entertain that idea. So I immediately was like, we're just gonna do it this year and see what it brings for us, regardless if they're wearing masks or not. It's just kindergarten, it'll be fine, I can do kindergarten. And as the year went on and progressed, there were so many other reasons that led me to homeschool. Just other things that came about in the world that I'm like, this is where she needs to be, and I want her to stay here. This isn't just gonna be a one-year thing. Like, I feel like this is gonna continue. Just a few other reasons. School shootings. There have been several that have happened, and I can't imagine sending my kid to school knowing that could be a possibility. Some of the indoctrination that I've seen, I want my daughter to learn good things and godly things, and where we've seen they've kind of completely went away from that. I don't even want to send her to an environment where that's not even talked about or welcomed, and that's something that I have control over. And that's kind of my main reason, and I'm kind of glad that it led me to where we are. It was a simple thing as masks that I didn't want my daughter to be wearing in school, and now here we are, and I'm so grateful that we have come to this point. So we use the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. It incorporates some religious aspects into their curriculum so we can have little conversations. It doesn't go anything deep into religion or anything like that, but it just gives you a little bit that you can further discuss with your child. So I love that aspect of it. It's set up to work 4 days a week with your child, and we actually did 5 days a week. So we got done a little bit sooner, and we were able to just move on to first grade. And she's actually halfway through her first grade curriculum already, and we haven't even reached first grade yet. So throughout the summer, we plan to do a few days here and there to switch off with her curriculum days with math and language. So hopefully by the time she starts first grade, we're almost done, and we can just keep progressing. So I love that about homeschool, that you can just keep going. You're not limiting your child. You just go at their pace. And I feel like that is something that you don't get in a public school. You're either, held back, or they're not progressing enough with the class. So this is something that just works well for your child. And if there's a lesson that you feel like you can expound on, you can do that. For example, we like to bake, and so when we're learning about adding doubles, we'll bake a recipe that we can double. So that type of thing you can just modify, and you're totally in charge of anything that your child comes in contact with. If you're learning about counting money, go to a store and they can pay for themselves with money that they've learned about. So that's the other thing I love about homeschool. You can know the lessons that they're learning, and you can incorporate it into your life. Okay, so for our schedule, it kind of varies depending on when we wake up. We try to start around 9 o'clock, and we have kind of a little devotional. We talk about our Come Follow Me curriculum, and then we have kind of a word of the day that we learn, and we discuss, put it into sentences, so she's getting kind of a broader vocabulary with bigger words. And then we do some prompts. So I'll just ask her simple questions like, if this were to happen, what would you do, type of a scenario. So we do those every morning. And then from there, we do just kind of like a beginning the day worksheet, just to kind of review what we've gone over from previous days. And then we get into our curriculum where we use the Good and the Beautiful. We usually start with math first. Then we have a little break and we start our handwriting. After that, we usually have lunch, and later in the day, we'll do language. So we kind of stretch it out throughout the day, so it's not all at once where we're like an hour, one and done type thing. She's kind of just learning throughout the day and getting some play in between all of that time. Aside from that, we do little art projects 2 or 3 times a week, and then we try to incorporate some science experiments or like once a week. And it's cool because we have a little 3-year-old who is right alongside her learning. He's learned to count to 100 by tens. He's learned to spell his name. So just him being in this environment has helped progress him to where he's at too. So that's been really fun to see. So that's kind of how we do our day. I know other people are more structured, some people are more lax, and there's really no right way. I've learned to homeschool. It's just honestly what works best for you and your family. Okay, so this is kind of how we structure our day. When Tycee first wakes up, she knows this is kind of what she needs to do. And as soon as all of her magnets are in the done column, we're able to progress throughout our day. So she starts with her prayer, makes her bed. We have this little mantra that we say every day. It's kind of just our family mantra, what we believe, kind of the type of people that we want to be, serving our Heavenly Father, looking for ways to help others throughout our day. It's just kind of a reminder to her who she should become, you know, just a daughter of God, and it has some of the things that she is. She's kind, she's brave, she's a friend to everybody, those type of things. And then this is kind of our behavioral system. So throughout the day, homeschooling is not easy. Her and her brother fight and argue a lot, and so this is kind of what we go to if a little argument happens or she's not willing to do something. We'll just slowly move this down, and it gets kind of more discouraging as you go down. She'll have more chores or no treats for the day, those type of things, but she can always work her way back up. So when she does better things, she helps her brother or helps me. So that is something we found works well for us. And this also has been awesome, just structuring our mornings, getting us going. One of the hardest things was with homeschool is it's easy to be lazy. You know, you wake up later, you can stay in your pajamas if you want to, but this kind of forces us to be more structured and to just get us up and going and starting our day. So in regards to our behavioral chart, if at the end of the week she is at the very top, she's done all the things she's supposed to do, she's had great behavior, helped her mom, helped her brother, she gets to spin the wheel. And on this, we'll have just different things like a movie night with her family, pizza night, go to the dollar store and pick out a toy, just different things like that. She'll get to spin this wheel, and whatever she lands on, that's her reward. And so this is something that's so fun for them that they want at the end of the week to be at the top of their chart. And so this is something we found that is not just fun for her, but it's fun for all of us, and we're all rewarded because of her good example and behavior. So it's good for all of us as a family at the end of the week. So I used to think that you had to have a room dedicated to homeschool. We have a room in our basement that's unfinished, and I told my husband we need to finish this for homeschool in the next couple months because I want this to be our homeschool room. And at the time it was just unrealistic. And so to my dismay, I just was like, hey, we're gonna do it in our kitchen. And not only have I found we do it in our kitchen, but we'll go outside, we'll go in our living room. We like to switch up places that we homeschool, which has been awesome for me to learn that I don't need a room dedicated, which is still really fun. I want that in my future, but for now, this is what's working for us. So we keep all of our homeschool stuff in these cupboards. These are like $2 bins from Walmart. So we just have a lot of fun different, for example, these are little dot-to-dot markers that she loves to use. We have just different kinds of crayons and markers, which are really fun. We have some little watercolor markers that she likes to watercolor with. And then this bin has our counting sticks. All of her different math supplies that we use is just all in one bin. And then we have these other fun things that she likes to use for counting with math. These little poppers that are so fun that everyone loves. And then we also use this rainbow scratch paper that she'll, you know, solve different math problems on. So we've kind of moved away from the traditional just pencil and paper every single lesson. We like to switch up what we're using. So every day she can come here, pick which thing she wants to use. We have lots of Play-Doh that we can form answers to problems with. We have little dot beads that are sticky together that we like to play with and make creations. We have some clay up there that we like to make different things with. And then another thing we use, every day we pull this bin out. It has everything we need. It has scissors. It has these little sticky dots, which I love. We don't have to get messy with glue all the time. Colored pencils, erasers. It just has everything we need, so we're not going back and forth and back and forth. So this is just something we found works well for us. I like to be organized, and I feel like when it's organized, she is more readily available to use it. So that's just something we found works well for us with not having a room that has all the things in it. Just find a cupboard or a closet. That's really all you need. You don't have to make it technical and spend a bunch of money. Just find what works well for you is what I have found. So another thing we do when Tycee first wakes up, we have this calendar here that she'll come and switch the day. Where she's in kindergarten, we're learning days of the week, which is just important for her to know, because some days I'll tell her we're doing this on Tuesday, so she can look at the calendar, and when it's Tuesday, she knows that's the activity that's happening that day. So this has been awesome for her, just in that little kindergarten mindset to learn days, and it helps with numbers as well, and seasons we have, and then the year. And it also tells her down here what yesterday was, today, and then tomorrow, so she can go through and switch those out as well. And this is our little paper station. She can come whenever she wants to be creative, just grab some paper, open up the cupboards, and then go to the table and be creative. And then we keep our curriculum all just in this one drawer. So we always start with math, which is we usually just have it right on top, ready to go. So she can just go grab it. We either go to the kitchen table, we'll head outside when it's a nice day, and then we also will just sit over here in the living room on the floor and just hang out. It's nothing too serious. We just make it fun, relaxed, and enjoyable to make it fun to learn. So we're not just sitting in a chair all day for 7 hours. We switch it up and we get outside and get some fresh air. So yeah, that's what works for us.